Well, we're back for another woodworking project. We're going to try taking this, turn it into something a little cooler than that. But we're going to use the insides of this for this. I tried making it out of plywood because I've done this a few other times. The kids have turned out ones like this. They just play on it, do whatever. I've made ones similar to this, a little different designs every time, but it split on me once. It came out too close to the corner on me. And this one, this is the one, as they say, broke the camel's back. I had to go buy a brand new drill bit. That's the other half of my old drill bit is inside here somewhere. So I stopped doing it with plywood. Maybe later on I'll try it. But, so first of all we got to take this, find center. So that's about where that is. That's where that is. Smoking. Now you can do what I've done before and touch that end. Or there. When you do, it hurts. Now we're going to try flipping this over. So far so good. We haven't blown through the end or the side. Try keeping it somewhat straight. Pop a little divot on this end. There. Hey, that came out right on my other hole. That doesn't happen too often, but now that we got hole on that end, we can go put this on the lathe and start turning it into something fun. So I saved just some of the boring stuff, setting this up. Now this is a little bit older of a lathe. I don't have a bolt chuck or anything on here. But those two holes that we drilled on went from end to end. I put it on live center here, and excuse me, the center here. And I rotated it, made sure it's not going to hit nothing. Got my tool rest set up. Got my tailstock set up, got everything tightened down. I got this set on about 1500 RPMs. I'll speed it up later once I get kind of roughed out into a cylinder. So let's get Here's a little bit of a trick I've kind of found out. Watched other people do this. Instead of shutting it off to see it's not square, I'm just resting it on there. That's not me making it bounce. But you know it's not square yet because it's bouncing. See, it's almost there. I can still feel a little bit of bounce. So see, I still got a little bit of flat spot there. And that's about it. So that's the part making my tools bounce. Now we're going to go to a little bit smaller of a tool. This is a skew. Now that we got this somewhat round, we can start working with whatever design we want. Now you got to kind of figure out what end you want to be the writing end, where you're going to hold on to it. I'll make this end down here the writing end. So let's get to that part. There, now you can kind of see what's going on a little bit more. So we're going to start this back up and see what kind of detail we can get. So, got about 2 inches there. Gotta take it off a little bit more here. See if I can put a little. This little tool here has got to be one of my favorites. You can do a lot with it. So, you can kind of see the general shape of the pen starting out there. we're going to take a pencil, a ruler. No, you don't have to do this. It's roughly 2 inches long. It's about 2 1/4, so 1 1/8 is our center. So you can put a mark there, half, a little thing there. We'll take our pencil, mark there. There, the mark is right there. So now we can do a few little different things we want to. We can do right in the middle. We'll do one of these. We'll just take this. There you go, just straight in. Just kind of clean up the sides as we go. Be careful here as you're doing this, is because you're so thin here and so thin here, and I mean you're basically even half the thickness here because you got this drilled out in the center. You can't go hard. You got to start really softening up, because even as I'm just doing this now, I'm slowly bending it. So you got to go slow. There, then I'll add a little shadow in there. Something like that. You can kind of see how that's turning out. Now you really see it kind of pop. We'll just take some sandpaper. That's 220. That's a little light to start. Here we go. This is about 150. Now lightly start sanding that. Be careful not to hit that with your finger. This side you can almost put your finger on, it won't do much. Unless I get it stuck between the tool rests in there, that'll hurt. But I barely hold on to it. You can see I'm kind of doing this. This way if it needs to rip out, it doesn't have much to rip out. Yeah, we're just going to sand inside these little cracks. Try rounding over this big one, because that's going to be sitting right in the crook of your hand right there. You don't want nothing sharp. Now another thing we can do is a regular piece of wire. Just lay it in there. you're gonna wait for it to start smoking. There it starts to smoke. There, she's really starting to smoke. Now you gotta make sure you don't touch that piece of metal right there, that wire. Do the same thing here. And now that the wire is hot, it won't take as long. So you gotta really watch what you're doing. For a couple reasons, you don't want to put your fingers where they don't belong. Like between this chunk of wood and that tool rest, or even between that metal head and the tool rest. Now again, you can't push hard here, you'll snap your pen in half. And then you kind of see what turns out. Now I'll leave these two here. You can kind of see how that's turning out. Now we're going to go 220 grit. We'll finish sanding that out. Still 220, just a different backing on it. It's a little stronger. Now you can really feel, you can just start watching it shine as you do this 220. Now what you can do too, I thought I had a little piece out here, but I guess I don't, is that green scrub stuff they use for your pots and pans. You can put that on there, or steel wool. Heck, at this point, I've even used just straight paper. I mean, straight paper has got to be about 1,000 grit. And that'll even continue really sanding it down if you want to get super smooth. I don't worry about it that far. I go about 220, I'll call her good. You can get pretty good with 220. But again, making sure you don't just go and push down on this, because you'll snap it right in half. Fold this in half, we'll get right down these little nooks. Woodworking is a lot about shadowing. You gotta have these little shadows and things. Not everything has to have its shadow, but to me, woodworking is about just having fun. You can have a lot of fun in woodworking. To me, it's relaxing. Now, we're kind of as far as we're going to go here, as far as sanding goes. Now you can take a little piece of wax, you just put it right on there. You'd be shocked what just a little piece of wax will do for you. Kind of let it rub between your fingers. Yeah. You're gonna get a little hot. You just gotta tough it out. But you can kind of watch. You can kind of see it's a little lighter right here yet. Just watch. I'll just put my thumb on there. So you can slowly get it darker. You're working it right into that wood. With that heat that you're feeling, it's getting it right into that wood. You're melting it a little bit. Now I've even done taking a little torch like this. And you can slowly just watch it change color there. Hit it with your fingers. Look, work it into those little crevices. See how she just pops. Nice golden color. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try getting right in that crack here. Just like that. Now obviously you don't want to use colored wax. That'll do a whole nother thing. Actually, I can't quite tell you. I've never tried it. I just think it's going to do something I don't want. I like the color of wood. It's why I'm a woodworker. I don't... Boy, if you see me paint something out here, boy, I don't know. I like the color of wood. Even pine. Even pine has its, I mean, you got knotty pine that goes in these $1 million houses. I like a knot in a wood. I like all that weird stuff. But anyway, so we're kind of done at this point. Excuse me. So now we're going to take it out of here. Undo this nut. You can kind of see what's going on there. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to sand this tip down. You can kind of see it cracked out there. That's okay. I left a little bit on each end so that can be taken off. Okay, now what we're going to work on here is this tip end. We're just going to take this end out like that. You can see that slides in there, but that's not going to fit in there yet. So what we do is we get a smaller drill bit. I still like using the 1/8 inch. This is an 1/8 inch drill bit. Stick it in there. And we're just going to slowly kind of wind that out. Slowly widen that out just so that piece goes in here. You can kind of see that little neck there. We're just working on getting this slowly widened out. Getting there. You don't want to force it, but it has to be snug. If you force it, there's enough force in your hand to crack this yet. There is not a lot of material there. So you just keep working it. Getting closer. Just keep working in there. Put a lot of work into the pen so far. You might as well keep your time. Make it worthwhile instead of saying, oops, shouldn't have pushed that hard. Done that once or twice. Here's the first pen I've ever tried making. There it is. Now we'll take it back out of there. And you always want to twist it a little bit if you're trying to take it back out. I've tried pulling them straight out and then this little tip comes right out of there. Doesn't work out as well. Once you push that tip back in, it's no longer any good. Because you'll get an air pocket there and it just doesn't work. Gets ink all over your hands. Just not as pretty. So now that we got the ink ready to be inserted in there, we got a wax sealant on there. And the nice thing about wood, the more you're going to use it, the more your hand oils are going to work with it, the more, I guess, patina it will get. So now I'm stick this right down in there. We're just going to cut. Whoop. Cut that end right off. I suppose you could use a palm sander like this too. Do something like that. Put some more wax on there. Heat it back up again. Just like that. Now a person could spray this down with some clear coat you want it to, but I don't really see the point. Now you got yourself a nice little pen just for you, or I don't know, do whatever you want with it, I guess. Give it away. I mean, you can do more things with it, then you just You take your time a little bit more and you get something a little bit more professional looking like that. My wife likes this one a lot. For this hole in the end, I just dumped out some sawdust out of my bag and that thing, so I'll have to find some sawdust around here in the wood shop, I guess. That'll be hard to do, but take a little bit of glue, just like that. Take a little bit of sawdust, put it right in there, work it together, and you take and you just stuff it down that hole. Most of the time you'd actually want to use a sawdust from the wood. Like this is an oak pencil, but you can probably tell this is pine sawdust. But here, let's try this. There, hardly ever know what's in there. Once that dries, you got a little plug sawdust. You got yourself a nice little pen. It works, and when it goes bad, you don't have to throw away the whole pen. You don't have to spend 20 bucks for a new insert. You go down, get a box of pens at your local big box store and slip it in, slip a new one out, or slip the old one out, slip a new one in. So I guess that's the end of it. Go make yourself something. Goofy little pen, whatever. Like and subscribe and comment. Did you make yourself one? Let me know.